Welcome everyone back to Big Tongue Podcast. That was my microphone, but this is Walker, and I'm with Cola and Jack.
Oh,
Hello, hello.
So, fun fact: simple way for you to defend yourself in the wild against large bears is not to play dead, but to make loud, shrill noises to spook the animal off. So that would increase your chances of survival.
Is that a new thing now?
First off, I don't even know where the concept of playing dead came from. Like when you have to lie motionless, because I think that encourages the bear to kill you faster.
Was that the old way of thinking?
I believe so.
I'm just thinking of King of the Hill, Bobby. That's my purse. I don't know you. And
And they kick him in the balls.
screaming out loud in a shrill voice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Does he fight off a bear in that one too?
he kicked the bear in the nuts.
Have you guys watched the movie? I forgot. Remnant with Leonardo DiCaprio, where he gets attacked by a bear.
No.
And that one, he plays dead, and the bear leaves him alone. But I guess since this fun fact has been updated, so I guess making loud noises will scare them off instead of.
So yeah, the truth behind that story is the bear actually made love to him. Like when he was, because they didn't want to cover the story that the bear was actually a pervert.
Oh, they made a twist. He was raped by a bear, and he didn't want to admit that he was raped, so he just switched it up to I was attacked.
Yeah, he just walked away, and smoked a cigarette. Speaking of that, like dolphins are actually extremely sexually active with people, so they actually try to rape people in the water.
The fuck?
Yeah.
How's that work?
It's a dolphin, man. They're smart. They can figure it out.
They'll make it work.
They travel in groups for a reason.
Got 2 for 1 today. One about bears and dolphins.
Yeah. The other dolphins just hold your arms. Let one dolphin go at it.
At that point, it's like, that's my first. I don't know you.
But they don't have double dicks like sharks do, unfortunately. All right. Moving
Jack,
on.
what you got?
Fun fact, the official national animal of Scotland is a unicorn.
Ah.
Animal that does not exist. And the reason why is because a unicorn represents the chivalry and purity and innocence of ancient Scotland.
So non-existent.
Non-existent.
Is it? I mean, is it because they killed out all the animals in Scotland, and that's why?
I don't know. That's just what it says. But I feel like if you're gonna choose like a mythological animal, you should choose something a
little bit more fierce,
badass, like a dragon or something.
I don't know. A horse can kill you.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Horse. A unicorn is basically a horse with a horn.
To touch on that, wasn't there like something that actually proved that unicorn, like the existence of a unicorn?
I don't know.
it's only the horns. It's only the one horn, but that comes from it comes from a marine animal.
Yeah, narwhal.
A narwhal.
Narwhal.
But I feel like you could mistake like a moose for a unicorn, or like, one of the deers or something like for a unicorn. It has like the same similar shape.
So a fucked up moose.
Yeah, and if you ever see a fucking moose, it's huge. It's like,
Those fools kill you too.
yeah.
Interesting. All about animals today. What you got?
Snow on Venus is metal.
Oh, snow.
Snow on Venus is metal.
So how does that work?
I think it's more about I think it's more of the metals that are melt at a lower temperature.
Mm,
So that's why I think it's mercury.
mm.
I think Venus is full of mercury, and that's what it rains out. So yeah, it's not like a hard. It's not like a hard metal. It's just more a metal that that softens up at a lower temperature.
Oh, so
It's at
sort of
room.
like that
It's like
liquidation.
it's like at room temperature. It's like at room temperature.
Mm.
Damn, it'd be cool if we can see some photos or videos or pictures of what Venus looks like. But the last time they tried to do that, it got destroyed, and so there's only like a picture of the ground that was taken.
Mm.
Because Venus is so like inhospitable. It's whatever you send there is probably going to get destroyed unless it's made of, I don't know. It has to be pretty resilient in order to withstand Venus.
So I had a bit of an interesting conversation with one of my coworkers, and he's big on astronomy and just life outside of Earth, and we went on to this topic about how the possibility of life outside of our solar system becomes less and less because of our because of our sun being an anomaly, and it's sort of just the dwarf star, if I'm calling it correct, that essentially is able to provide the right amount of life within its gravitational pull.
I
So
didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Most solar systems out there usually have 2 or 3 stars.
Yeah.
So having 1 star in a solar system is pretty rare.
Mhm. So it's an interesting topic. It doesn't necessarily disqualify the idea that there's no life outside of our solar system, but it does limit it quite a bit. So it's actually it makes it more interesting to know that we see like weird things that do happen like on planet Earth, where there's just like weird UFO sightings.
Well, we just put out a new telescope, the James Webb Telescope, which should be able to give better images and pictures of other solar systems and space phenomenon.
Well, Cola's super big on conspiracy theories, and he tries to send me some that typically end up being untrue.
Like some ancient aliens bullshit.
Yeah.
It was aliens. Not saying it was, but it could have been.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I'm still waiting on those ghost photos, Cola.
all those I gave them to you. I gave them to you.
I saw nothing of the sort. But come on, you gotta have like the creepy ass video footage of just like feet dangling behind you all of a sudden, just like lifting off screen.
Does it always have to be the obvious? What if it's just a light? Or an orb?
But the question would be, is it just a light?
Or an orb that just randomly appears on the image?
That would be quite hard to prove. Is my point. But I mean, just because it could be a different anomaly besides a ghost. So
What if you can't explain it? And what's the other conclusion? I mean, if it's not anything else, it's not light, come from light source, what would you?
I could have
So
been
you-
developing superpowers and not know it. Like I could have had, yeah, I could have been charging up a fireball as I was walking. But yeah, these these are definitely things that just are interesting to always like look into, but it's just a huge fucking rabbit hole. Speaking of rabbit holes, the topic for today is what genuinely makes you happy now, and what do you do to make yourself genuinely happy now versus what you did back then. Cole, you want to start us off?
Sure. I think originally, I think I enjoy cooking. I do it all the time. I don't go out to eat that often, but I do like to experiment a little here and there at home. But yeah, I mean, younger, I didn't do it at all. It was just more like I'm trying to get something to eat, and you're not, you don't have access to a kitchen like you do as an adult. But yeah, I really enjoy it. Just getting ingredients and how to work it. I mean, putting on the podcast of listening to something and cooking at the same time, that's perfect. That's perfect.
What
Oh,
did you
you
do?
took mine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I enjoy that. So yeah. Sometimes it's not as, as like, as fancy as it could be. Sometimes it's just, I just want straight to the point and just eat it, right?
What about when you were younger? What did you do to bring yourself happiness back then?
Younger, I think it was more about hanging out with friends and, and just going out of the house, right? I think that was the big excitement. And then just going out to places where like other people were. I mean, it was, I mean, in my 20s, yes, easily, like we can go to the bar, go to a music concert, or travel around the world too. But like younger, but like as I get older, it's just like things bring a little bit more enjoyment, like listening to a podcast or cooking or watching a movie. That's a big thing. Yeah.
So hanging out with friends and such, was that more in your childhood, or was it more in your teenage / college life?
I want to say teenage college life, because I think we were all getting to know each other, right? And everybody's eager to, eager to meet up with everyone. And then we didn't have social media back then. So, I mean, so we couldn't communicate with each other, online and stuff like that. But like the way to do it was to go out, right? It's the way to do it. I mean, but yeah, I mean, other things like I love traveling. Yeah, I mean, I wish COVID wasn't around, but yeah, I would travel. I think travel to 2 countries a year. I think it used to be 1 country a year, but now it turned into 2, because normally I would just go, fly to one place, stay there for a week, and then go to the next one. But try to cover as many countries as you can in one trip. But yeah, I mean, hopefully when this is over, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to travel. So yeah, I think I might go to like the southern hemisphere instead of the northern hemisphere, but that's the goal.
Antarctica, baby.
Like when you say
I
South,
wish.
they're like South America, Australia, New Zealand.
I would say South America. I think that's another big continent I haven't gone to.
There should
But
be a horror movie about
South
I'd say-
America.
no, I'd say like a haunted hostel in Antarctica. It's
Oh,
haunted
it's called The Thing. It's not haunted, but it has like a monster in it.
Yeah, that's a bit more like explainable though.
Wasn't there that one movie called 30 Days of Night? That
Oh,
was
that's a good one.
that wasn't in Antarctica, but it was in
No, it was like
it was in like
north.
North Alaska.
So
Yeah,
in
South
an
Alaska.
Arctic region.
Yeah, where it's like night all the time. It's kind of the same idea.
Which is like I think is a good concept for like a vampire movie. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, when it comes and it doesn't go out. I mean, the light doesn't show for the next 30 days and they have to like survive it.
Well, then that's another question then. So then like what if why would vampires be the ones to like straight up stay in Transylvania when they should be going to this region that's like 30 days of night?
I mean, there's
Oh,
not
no.
you know, people
I
to eat.
I think all the thing is like I think they just randomly, find out that, oh, this place has 30 days of night, right? So let's go there and like fuck shit up. And they do. And they
Mhm.
yeah, and they do. So they do mess things up.
Mm.
So I mean, yeah. But anyway, that's what brings me enjoyment, and then watching movies brings me enjoyment too. I think everybody here knows I watch a lot of movies. It's like maybe 2 times a night or 2 movies a night. But I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. You want to go next, Jack?
Yeah, sure. So for me, I was gonna say cooking also.
You can still use it. Nobody.
I mean, I'll still use. I'll add something else, But yeah, definitely cooking. I didn't cook a lot when I was younger, but now I do. You save money and you get to
You save
eat,
money. That's the best part. That's what I enjoy.
yeah, you get to eat something different, and you get like a lot of freedom at the grocery store. You can buy whatever you want. Some people like stick to the regular, but I try to look up every now and then different recipes to cook, and it's fun to experiment. Let's see. I like if you ever been to Brazilian steakhouse, I like the
Oh, the cheese puff,
cheese bread. Yeah,
the cheese bread.
the pão de queijo. That's pretty good.
Mm,
And,
interesting.
and yeah, cooking is definitely something that I do that I get a lot of enjoyment out of. And also you can also, back when I was like doing the whole meal prepping thing, I would cook a batch of food on Sundays and then just eat that throughout the week. And it would also be a way to work out and plan my diet and lose weight. That way you don't have to think about what you're eating. It's also a way to, keep your health in check too, altogether. And yeah, and that's one of the things that I get a lot of enjoyment out of. One thing that I've been doing recently that I get some enjoyment out of now that I didn't is taking care of fish.
That's a new hobby.
Taking care of fish. Some of them died, and it's a learning process, but I'm definitely learning about how to keep fish and keep them happy, alive. and it's just calming to watch them swim around and not give a fuck about whatever's going on.
Mm.
Marco, what do you have? What's your activity?
Cooking and
Cooking and movies. I'm like, what?
well, so if I were to uh flip this around a little bit, a lot of things that I did when I was a kid, I was actually more antisocial than anything, but I also grew up really, really sheltered. So the one thing I always did was play video games. That brought me a lot of joy, just because it always left the option open to become social whenever people stop by, like to like hang out, or if like my my parents wanted to introduce me to the neighborhood, or they're inviting neighbors over, then they would just kind of come to my room and then just like see me playing games and just jump in. So it was like the social lubricant that did not require me to talk to anyone. And
Here, play.
You
yeah,
just
no,
hand
it's like, can I play? And it's like, all right, I guess.
them a controller, and then there you go.
Yeah. So I mean that bled itself into my adolescence, when when in my like teenage years, and that sort of just became my thing, where it was just like I would try to organize groups of people to like hang out on a weekly basis, to go like hang out in an arcade or something like that. But
Arcade. What's an arcade?
DDR, buddy. When that first came around, that shit was a craze. Spend like $30 a night just like playing the damn thing.
Damn. Did
But-
you do the dual pads,
Nah,
or you just had the one pad?
the one.
Hmm.
And it was until we were able to buy it for PlayStation, then it was just like, fuck that shit. I'd rather do it at home.
Yeah.
And let's see. But that's generally the thing that brought me happiness as a kid. It still does from time to time, but it's more like a decompression technique than anything now. So it allows me to sort of like get some clarity whenever I'm like feeling a little bit like in a slump or lost during these times. And it just kind of like lets me sort of center myself a little bit, where it's like, like it gets a lot of the noise out of your head, because you're just like, one big thing for me is always playing like RPGs, just because the grind actually like numbs out a lot of like your loud thoughts. But lately for me, more recently, what's brought me true happiness is learning and constantly like doing new things. And this has been a shift of mine from the past 4 years of my life, where I constantly have been trying something new or doing something extra with myself to achieve different results. Like 1 year I was focused on just being athletic and working out constantly, and I managed to push myself to the point where I became really physically fit. And then I went into different sorts of group activities that allowed me to be a bit more social, and also handle a lot of my own inner anxieties. And then that's just like led me to grow more and more into a way more confident person. And it's just like a momentum that's never really stopped for me. And like, just, I don't know, it's just like this weird kind of new high that I have for myself, where it's like, I'm also not afraid to do these things by myself anymore. And that's probably the biggest accomplishment that I've gotten, because like there's a lot of things where I would definitely feel like super awkward in doing, but nowadays it's just like, I can take it in stride and just jump right into it without like feeling too much fear. But yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah. And cooking is cooking is what makes me happy. No. I wouldn't say cooking would be what makes me happy. It'd be more eating and the act of try like
True, true.
yeah, it's just the act of like trying new things. Just because it welcomes new experience. By the way, like I learned from one of the Facebook posts that came across my page that one of the best restaurants to eat in our area is a Cambodian restaurant that's like right around the corner from my house. So it's like, oh, okay, you know, definitely worth a try at least once, because it's been here for like since I was a kid. So I mean, but it's still standing, and a lot of people are still raving about it today.
Is that Phnom Penh or something like that?
I think so.
Ah,
Yeah. So that's definitely worth a try. But you know, just different flavors, man. Like I've never experienced it that way before, because I was actually afraid of eating when I was a kid. I was afraid of eating something different. Like I didn't want to eat shrimp when I was a kid
What?
because they look like bugs to me. So I like got freaked out, and I was just like, no, I'm never touching this shit until I actually got older. And
What about
started,
crabs and stuff like that?
same thing? Same
there's
thing.
definitely,
Oh,
there's definitely people like that. Like there's some people I knew growing up where they wouldn't eat like shellfish because they all look like bugs.
Yeah.
Like
I was afraid of eating chicken too, because I was scared of
Because
choking
they had
on
the head
bones
on
as
it.
cartoons.
Oh.
Yeah, I seen the way that cartoon characters eat them and choke on them, and it's like they're eating a chicken leg, but then they end up coughing up the whole bone of the body of the chicken and shit.
Damn. I remember as a kid, I was scared of eating salad for a long time, and it's because of this stupid reason.
Hmm.
Have you ever watched Problem Child?
No.
Yeah.
All right, there's this one scene where I think they're eating salad,
And put the wrong dressing on it.
and then the kid put a bunch of live bugs in the salad,
Oh.
and
yeah.
Yeah.
the whoever was trying to eat the salad ate the bug, and then she was terrified, and that traumatized me. Like, I don't want to eat salad because there might be bugs.
Nice. Did you ever have
But-
trouble eating vegetables as a kid? Well, besides Jack, obviously. Cola?
No, no. I actually liked it.
Yeah.
Like fruits and vegetables. I devoured it. Broccoli.
I liked vegetables more than fruits, but when my elementary school introduced the concept of apple slices and celery sticks with peanut butter, I was like, oh shit, you could do this? Yeah.
I like the celery without the peanut butter, but
I mean, I've learned to adapt to that more, but yeah. All right, so with that, we're at time. Thank you guys for joining us this week. This is Cola, Walker, and Jack.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
yes.
we out.
All right. See ya.
Later.